Go.
Oh, maybe I need to move the microphone over here. How's that?
Go.
Hi, everybody. My my tracking probably was going a bit crazy. You can move us off the mic muted screen.
Oh, yeah.
Put us wherever you like. Yeah, in the room. Chill for a second. I need to finish my monster. Ooh, yeah, good. Just go to the game screen. Now, I have opened this game for the first time on my PS5. There's no new game option, only load game. Hi, John. I can see you on the YouTube chat, but I'm not allowed to include the YouTube chat messages on Twitch, so they won't show up. So you can join us on Twitch if you want your messages to show up on screen, but I can still see YouTube comments. Dom, this is not my first time playing DMC4, although this would be the first time I intend to finish it for the first time. I think I've played it twice, and both times I bounced off at the point where I got stuck in like a garden, and I was just walking around the garden not knowing where to go or what to do. Earlier when I was relaying this information to Silk, he said that, oh, but you'll have Pepsi Dog with you, and he seems like a reliable kind of guy. And I was like, yeah, but he's also never played any of these games before. And Silk was like, yeah, I don't know why I thought he might be helpful. He's just got like a kind of helpful, kind of knows what he's doing vibe about him.
I'm already just looking at my phone as well. Like
you're already looking, kids these days looking at their phone.
I'm doing my Japanese flashcards. This is for my mental enrichment.
You're doing your enrichment. Yeah. So yeah, the tracking on my model was probably.
I'm leaning way back from the mic, is what I'm quite.
Yeah. Yeah. You have crazy posture in these streams.
We'll probably wait until we get the new place, but we should look into getting a new audio setup.
Yeah, we should look into getting 2 microphones so that you can. That probably sounds really bad. That's fine. It's fine. I stand by it. He has a reliable face. Silk says. But yeah. Oh, sorry, I got distracted again. Yeah, the tracking on my model is probably a bit crazy because my camera was moving around a lot. In fact, I'm gonna move it. It's not quite balanced here because the carpet or the rug is a bit weird.
Carpet on a rug.
Yeah, well, it's a rug on a carpet.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Wasn't barking for that then.
Yeah, oh, you weren't barking. Bad. You ruined the stream. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I don't want to load my old game. I want to, like, game options. How do I, like... How do I... Yeah, how do I,
Maybe if you hit load game within that, there'll be a new game option.
Well, I think it's probably that it doesn't matter.
It just gets your save game data and then you choose a mission.
Probably. But I mean, maybe it's worthwhile to... Yeah, where are we? I'm on mission 8.
Right, mission
So
menu.
maybe I'm not even that far into the game. But let's start from the beginning, and I'll just keep all my stuff I've unlocked. Why not? Game select.
I'm guessing it's meant to be Nero Dante to begin with. Dante.
Right, human, devil. I got to
guess
level
human
11 on human.
Okay.
Oh, I wish they would give these difficulties, like the first few difficulties, a bit of like, a bit less. A mode recommended for those new to the Devil May Cry series. That's not me.
It's Devil Hunter, I think.
Devil Hunter is probably normal. A mode for those who've faced the demonic hordes of Devil May Cry and lived to tell the tale. Son of Sparda is probably, like, hard. But then, like, you don't get Dante Must Die until you've completed very hard in the previous games. So maybe that's... I don't know.
I think just Devil
Maybe
Hunter.
Devil Hunter.
Especially when you don't have any, like...
I mean,
gear.
I'm not super bad at Devil May Cry, but I'm not super good at this one. So I'm like, let's just do Devil Hunter. And here we go. Yeah, you get like Heaven or Hell. A single hit is the boundary between life and death, and then you get Hell and Hell, where enemies don't die in one hit, but you do.
Yeah. Bloody Palace.
Bloody Palace. Right. Let's do the Devil Hunter.
Sure.
Select my costume.
I mean, I'm leaning towards the one that takes up most of the screen there, but
yeah, that does seem pretty good. But I am also struggling to see what the difference.
Don't pick that one.
Don't pick that one. Why is
what
that
happens?
like?
It gives you infinite devil. Okay, so not that.
Oh, so sick. Pick that one.
Got like Venom behind you as well, like Eddie. Keep your devil trigger activated.
Yeah, Eddie. What's the difference between these two? That one's got a cool scarf, and that one doesn't. I don't know. I'm thinking.
I fuck with the one that doesn't. Personally, I like the jacket more in that one.
Yeah. Although I do like scarves, so I like he's got his rolled up sleeves. What are we thinking?
Is this like more of a wintry game or more of a summery game?
We don't want him to get cold.
Well, that's the thing.
Okay,
if there's a lot
well,
of snow levels.
I'll put it to a vote in the chat. Scarf or no scarf? What are we thinking? These are your options. Leather jacket. Are they not both leather? That looks like a leather jacket.
No scarf for me. Keep it real.
No scarf. Okay, well, that I guess looks more like a leather jacket than that one.
Yeah.
So
I think we have 2 votes for that one.
That's 2 votes. That's all it takes.
That's enough. Yeah. Default. Okay, I assume this one is default. It looks
default to match the other playthroughs. Okay. Well, I mean, you say to match the other playthroughs. We're not playing Dante, so... Oh, I'm late for church.
Toast in mouth.
Yeah. That's the chick from Sonic 06. She's done smooching Sonic.
Sonic's done smooching her and moved on to Shadow. Bloody puppets.
How do we think Dante broke his arm? This isn't Dante. This is Nero.
I mean, I know nothing about this one, so.
We have a statue of the devil in
Yeah,
church.
just the church.
Hell yeah. We have a one-shot Merle play Sonic 06. Oh no, I'll
We're
play
gonna
that.
do more than one
I'll play the
shot,
whole
yeah.
game.
We planned to do it, but I think we just kind of after the Sonic Adventure 2 we fell off of Sonic.
Yeah.
I think we were planning to do Shadow the Hedgehog at one point, but we didn't do it.
Devil May Cry 4 innovates the series by adding heterosexual characters. So the thing that I don't really like about this game is that the mechanic of the first weapon you get, it's like called Red Queen or something, and it's like it's a sword with an engine that you have to rev, which sounds cool as hell, but it just never clicked with me. I'm hoping it will this time, and I'll somehow get it, and I'll be like, oh, this kicks ass. The Exceed system. How did Nero break his arm? I think it's like, if you've ever seen Dominion Tank Police, a guy sneaks a machine gun into hospital by pretending he's got a broken arm. I think that's what's going on here. Now that I say it out loud, why would you need to sneak? Like, it's not like hospitals are heavily guarded places. Oh, I made it. That did look, that like movement he did look like he was like, I don't know, rearranging his junk in his pants. Silk, I didn't get it, and a friend told me, just rev it like you would a motorbike, and I just looked at her like, my life is not as cool as you think it is.
The Dark Knight,
Sparta.
turned against his demon brethren, and
We're Assassin's Creed now.
I do like the fucking old dude with a big white mustache in his Assassin's Creed cosplay.
Yeah. He's listening to music, but he's not even wearing the headphones.
Yeah, like broadcast it, bothering as many people as possible.
Yeah.
Having the speakers facing outwards. What problem?
the demonic and human realms. We, weak humans, would have no means by which to oppose our submission.
He puts just one headphone on.
That even if such a dark time of chaos were to revisit us, our gracious
That woman behind the girl that just sat down was just like, yeah, keep it down in front. Like,
let us
There's not much going on stage, to be honest.
yeah. A guy with a mustache. I've just remembered I hate church.
Yeah, why'd I come here?
Yeah, why did you come here? Just so you can...
Oh shit. Your controller's vibrating.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Oh, the priest is just gone. Pope down.
Yeah, this is another Pope assassination, like in Assassin's Creed 2.
Oh, he shot him.
Yeah,
That
I
wasn't-
think
Was this
was
story
what it was
based?
like.
Yes.
This
Oh,
story was
rare,
based.
Correct Riker.
This is cool and all, but it doesn't have anywhere near the source of DMC3's opening. No! Oh, yeah, where's the one? How will I know which mission I'm in?
Go with your brother and get out of here!
I will return with help.
I will return with help!
I won't hold my breath.
Who's that voice actor?
Ooh, that's a cute little move.
Yeah. Nero's voice actor sounds so familiar. Johnny Young Bosch, aka Lelouch Lamperouge. Ah. That's where I recognize it from. It's him.
You got a jacked up notion of fair play, pal. And it's beginning to piss me off.
The second Mighty Morphin Black Ranger. He was Mr. Trigun in Trigun. Birds of a feather, face off against the mysterious assassin. Skill up. I need to actually see. Oh shit, I've
Oh,
got.
you have a lot of stuff.
Hmm. You need to individually buy. Do I don't have any of these, right?
I would assume not, since you can buy them. It won't let you buy them for something you already have.
Oh my god. While on the ground, press R1. Right, well I think I need that, right? Proud souls cannot be refunded for this skill without first returning to the high... Oh, do I already have these? Because they're all redded out? Maybe? Oh my god. I wish I could have just started a new save file, like...
Or do you start with a sword? Because you do have one arm.
Yeah,
right?
you start with Red Queen, I'm pretty
Right.
sure. Forgot the
Yeah.
special edition gives you a metric fuck ton of currencies. Yeah, I've got like 636,000 red orbs. I don't know what the other currency is. Right, so these are the just combos I can do. Roulette spin, that's fine. Increasing the X gauge, 2 slots. Level 2 Exceed moves, level 3 Exceed
I think
moves.
you can erase your progress in the options menu somewhere. We had a quick look.
We
but
had a
didn't
quick look and I
find
could
it.
not see it. Caliber, while in midair, R1 and back to forward. Oh yeah, this uses like the blue rose is the gun. Okay. Devil Bringer. Oh, that's the arm I have. Enemy
that's blue.
step. In midair, press X near an enemy. Air hike. Get more orbs. Max act. Press L2 just after an attack. Right after an attack, quickly activate Exceed to max out your Exceed gauge. Your timing must be absolutely perfect. After executing a table hopper 2, just before an attack hits, right, so you can just dodge roll. You don't have enough proud souls, okay. Sure. Maybe I should buy some health power-ups. I've bought all those. Sure. Okay. Return to mission. Oh, fuck, I didn't want to do that. Sorry, everybody.
I hope we can skip the cutscene.
Yeah, I can just do that, I think. Oopsie. Oopsie schnitzel. Did it? Oh my god, I have to skip through all these like loading screens.
Get real.
Get real. Right, did it memorize what I did in that menu? It seems so, yes. Yeah, I sold out all these. Okay, good. Right, let's just go for it. I just have to remember the controls as I move. Sure. Gun attack. This feels a bit. Jump. You can also evade enemy attacks by jumping. Ow. That doesn't seem to be working. Okay. Side roll. You can evade an enemy's attacks. I nearly rolled into it. Oh, that's cool. Whoops. Ah! Oh! I'm too close to him. Does that count? There we go. That's a very stylish way of reloading. Also, does his revolver shoot 2 bullets
Yeah,
at a
it's from
time?
the top and bottom.
So you only actually get 3 shots with this
Yeah.
revolver.
What's the point of packing a sword like that if you aren't even gonna use it?
this old thing.
Red Queen combo A. While on the ground, just keep mashing triangle. Oh, I can't do any of my like, cool... Damn. High roller. While on the ground, press R1 and back on the thing, and... Okay, so that's my air launcher. Ow. I like the gambling naming scheme of his moves. Yeah, that's very cool. High roller, table hopper.
You got a trick up your sleeve.
Yes! It's given me control of the camera.
It's a trick you're looking for. Looks like you two are. Hey, interrupt. I want to wrap this show up before the cavalry arrives.
Buster. Press circle near an enemy. Can be performed mid-air. You can grab an enemy with the Devil Bringer and toss them away like a cheap toy. Depending on your enemy, the throw will vary. Doesn't seem to work that well. There we go. Come on. Yeah.
So, you're looking to play, huh? Alright, I guess I got some time to kill. Tough guy, huh? Well, I think I'll have to take you down a couple notches. Whatever you say, kid.
Ah, I'm so not used to having like a... See, I do like I end up revving the thing and then just like throwing all of that away.
Granted, that would be the best enemy for revving, just because he seems to dodge a lot.
Yeah. Should have tried to land some throws on him. Christ.
I like that Dante's reaction to this whole encounter has just been okay. Like,
It's a weird decision, and I still think it's kind of bizarre to make a sequel game to like the previous Devil May Cry's, and the first thing you do is not play as Dante.
penetrated, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Count one.
he loves it.
I would even go as far as to say that I underestimated your
He loves doing this kind of thing.
He's not going to pull it right through him this time.
Hilt first.
We're the same. You
The shot of him just standing there with a sword in his chest is so funny. Yeah, it is good. Oh wow.
Oh, I suspect you carry something different from the others. What are you talking about? You will come to learn the meaning soon enough. But business beckons. Hey! Adios, kid.
I'm sure no one will see that. Probably got a pretty abysmal rank there. Yeah, B, fine.
Proceed to the next mission.
Proceed to the next mission. Yeah, so like I think like the tone of this game is a little bit more serious than DMC3, which is another reason I think I bounced off it a few times.
I think, well, yeah, it's a difficult thing to get as campy as DMC3 and decide to like pull it back a bit, which I think is probably a good thing. You don't want to just go down and down and down until it becomes a total clown show. But
Yeah,
Thanks. This blade's the best battle companion a swordsman could wish for.
got his attaché case.
it gets campy.
See, the chat is saying they think it's campier than anything.
Because so far it seems pretty po-faced, honestly. Like, DMC3 opens with Dante, like, eating pizza and fighting a bunch of demons.
Just came from hell. He's gotta hit up a couple tourist sites.
Just so lightly in a time of crisis? You must capture him.
You must
me.
capture him.
It has just started, to be fair.
But
I mean,
yeah,
the
that's what I'm
thing.
saying. DMC3 starts at that silliness level with a bunch of demons turning up to kill Dante, and he ignores them because he wants to eat his pizza. Like, that is the kind of level of silliness that DMC3 opens on.
Well, I think
This one has opened
DMC3
on
goes
the
other
Pope
way around.
dying, which is pretty cool, but, like, it's not, you know, the same, like, tone.
DMC3 starts campy and then pulls it back, I think. Like, when you get to the stuff of both, like, Lady and Arkham, it's quite serious, I
I
think
think it gets, well, it's melodrama, I think. But it sets the tone for that melodrama by being very silly up to that point. Whereas this so far seems a little bit po-faced. You know, not that I think that's like a priori a bad thing. I promise
I
there
like
is.
to think,
I'm not doubting you. I believe there is. But I'm saying that this is probably why I've bounced off it twice in the past. Is that
I like the dudes that are just wearing, like, business suits, but then they put the hood on
they put the hood on? Yeah.
Strap on a white hood.
Credo, take care, Kyrie. I got this.
We must evacuate the residents back to headquarters. Report back as soon as you can. And be careful.
I got it already.
Gideon, run! Go with the others!
They really just love saying each other's names. Nero! Kyrie!
Not so fast.
This is how you get your audience to remember characters' names. And a lot of prestige TV could do with more people just crying out names, because frankly, I'm like, who?
Yeah. I do like that in Hannibal, everyone says each other's names in
name,
full
like,
all the time.
Yeah.
Garrett Jacob Hobbs, Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal's one of the only characters
No,
that doesn't.
people call him Hannibal.
Well,
or
they either call him
Lecter.
Dr. Lecter or Hannibal.
Like,
Kaneda! Tetsuo!
I'm not sure Freddie Lowndes has ever said just Will in the show. She's always like, even when he's right in front of her, it's like, Will Graham.
Yeah.
I think Will Graham is the one. Same with Alana Bloom. Alana is always like, and does this extend to Alana Bloom? May I
Oh,
ask?
did this guy voice Kaneda in
Which dub?
the second? No, I know he didn't voice Kaneda in the original dub of Akira because that was Liquid Snake.
Yeah, that was Cam Clark.
Yeah. Oh, what's that really great line read he does? Oh yeah. Now you're king of the mountain, but it's all garbage. Yes, he did. Yeah, that's
That's the
It
one.
was
you know
really
from,
sticking in my craw. I was like, yeah, I recognize the voice actor from somewhere, but
So
yeah.
that's one of the few like anime things that we watched the dub of.
We started watching dub.
I wanted to switch because I was like, the animation is so intricate that like I don't want to look away to read subtitles, you know.
Yeah.
With Akira.
I think the dub is
And
the
I like
second
the
dub
dub
is good.
fine, yeah.
The original 80s dub is pretty bad, but like it's also pretty funny.
Yeah.
You're king of the mountain, but it's all garbage. He was the 2001 Kaneda. Your entry point. Other doors. Okay. Lock on. Sure.
Stop bashing me.
Never.
I like the orbs coming out animation. That's cool. It's like
That's fun. How do I taunt? Not like that. Oh. For some reason I thought the square button was attack for a second. Investigate suspicious looking areas. Sure.
A blue door, suspicious. Must be something.
Nice. Establishing shot.
A fine palazzo.
Kick jump. Sure. Can I go... Was there meant to be something in there?
Don't know why the
Maybe-
capture card seems to suddenly capturing at a lower frame rate. 'Cause looking at your screen, it looks fine, but on the preview, it looks a bit cinematic. But it's no big deal.
Maybe it's just on the preview. So yeah, am I meant to rev the sword in between combos, or am I meant to do it during the combo? Like, do I do it prior to engaging
Does
on
it have
someone?
like combo offset? Or
Dodge offset. Sealed doors. Sure.
excuse me, fellas, I'm
Just charging up my JO crystal. Brutal. I want to figure out how to like how to taunt, because that's like the fun thing to do.
If you press the button just as an attack finishes, I think, then you rev one of the segments, which is where comes in.
Taunt is that side of the... I want it to be the other side if I can. No, I don't want it to be that. I think I'd rather it be that. And now I have two things bound to the same... Seems like a problem. Nope. Reset camera. That could be that. There we go. So if I, if you press the attack as an attack, then it rev one of the segments, which is where the tech comes in. Okay. So you want to like land an attack, and then do it after, I assume. Yeah, just smash up these. Dancing on the burning bus. Can I just go in there? I can. Just ignore those fellas out there. Was I supposed to jump down into the street, or am I like... Am I doing something silly here?
Listen, don't worry about what you're supposed to do, just
Yeah,
do
but
it your way. I like the pews just to look at this, the device.
It's nice.
They have a couple of benches just set out in front of it for spectators. Ooh. Give it a big
Just
sniff.
eat that. What do I reckon that tastes like?
That's definitely a blue raspberry flavoured thing.
Oh, I could have one of my lollipops, but I'll be chewing it the whole time.
Yeah, you'll be like... No,
Oh,
no,
yeah, I'll
no,
sound weird.
What?
I fucking really want that lollipop.
We should
though.
add a lollipop to
Evil
your...
legacy. A crystal holding the power of an ancient evil.
Much
Okay.
like your XCOM 2 character on my save. You should have your character, VTuber, have like a dart sticking out of its mouth, but it's just a
Yeah,
lollipop
like
stick
constantly
for
smoking. Yeah,
times when you're eating a lollipop.
Yeah. Grim grip. Oh. Uh-huh. Right, I have to lock on. I see. I probably said that and I just ignored it.
Mind focused on blue raspberry lollipop.
Yeah, honestly. Ooh. Don't mind if I do.
A single orb to add to my fucking treasure trove.
Can I jump down there and fight all these guys? I think that'd be fun. Secret mission. Various riches. Okay. What's this gonna be? Secret mission 1. Annihilation. Destroy all demons within the time limit.
Seems straightforward.
Straightforward enough. Oh, there we go, yeah. What did I bind taunt to again? Oh yeah.
Just like licking your fingers there or something.
I think the taunt lasts just as long as you...
Atomic.
Atomic!
I like that one. That's a weird one. Bloody atomic.
Why can't I pull him to me?
Oh, tried your combo. It looked like you dropped it there, but it came back. There's no one to the
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was experimenting with taunting too much. Give that another go though. I keep thinking that I have like a plunging attack, and I don't.
These guys are just having a great time, and here you are. Tell them to get back indoors and play on their phones.
It's really hard to charge the gauge. Like, the timing's like really weird on it. I like that the D combo is like deadly. Like, should I be rewarded for getting a D?
Yeah, I definitely think D should be you suck.
D should
and
be
C
like
should be like it's
dull,
okay, I guess.
dope.
And then B is something to the tune of like, oh, okay, now we're getting somewhere, and then it's like the good rank.
I think I'm doing worse this time.
I think
It's tough. Yeah, I want to give it one more go, and then I'll just move on, because honestly,
D being dog shit would be pretty good.
teaming dog shit.
I do like Atomic as A. I mean, Atomic
Yeah,
is
that's
my
fine.
favorite so far.
What? Why do my combos have these enormous gaps in them?
So your combo only drops as you take damage in this one then, because it's just maintaining what you take.
I think that like that bar will, if it times out.
It like drops down though, but when you came back into the combo after hitting that guy, it came back up as brutal rather than starting off with deadly again.
Huh. I don't know then. Failed?
The other guy was still alive.
Oh, fuck me. I want to give that one more go. I feel like I'm really close. But I will say, I think it used to happen in Devil May Cry 3 as well. This feels more frustrating than fun at the moment, because they're like,
I think
Nero's really sluggish, like...
Just like in, I mean, for me, my perspective is someone who's like only ever played a bit of Devil May Cry 1, which is, first playthrough feeling, which is... I suck.
That's better.
Nothing. I can never do any of the secret missions. I don't know any of the the combos that feel cruddy. And then you sort of just find the rhythm with it.
There's another one, isn't there? Fuck me.
Here's another couple.
Oh my god. It's just impossible to do it like now. He's just blocking. Yeah, fuck this. Don't forget the grab move. Is it that good? It doesn't feel like it's that good.
It looks like it does a lot of damage from my perspective.
Okay.
It's often what you're doing to kill enemies after slashing them for a bit. It's really good.
It doesn't feel very stylish to just like repeatedly do that to enemies though. I'm sad they got rid of the weird like skull faces like warping across when you get like a snatch. R1 I can also be farmed mid-air. Can you like rev when you're doing a combo like that? So I'm trying it and it doesn't seem like maybe I'm just not getting the timing right. Using his stinger, lock on forward and try and snatch, lock on a circle will really help keep momentum. Also, Nero is really good with aerial combos because he can use snatch mid-air. And you can send someone into the air by pushing back and triangle. Yeah, I'm keep trying to play him like, you know, that's the fucking move I want to keep doing. Because that's the one I abuse quite a lot in DMC3. Yeah, I think I said it before a little while earlier. Like, it's a very weird decision to me to, like, have a game series where press L2 to activate the Red Queen's fuel injection system, igniting a special propellant. The X gauge allows a maximum of 3 levels of power. Yeah, it's like a very strange decision, I think, to create a game series that has like quite a strong identity of like how the characters play, and then for a sequel go, oh, you don't start off as that guy. You're gonna play the game as like very different feeling, like, character with an entirely new mechanic.
I mean, the best to ever do it also had a game where you start. Well, actually, in MGS2, you have to start off as Snake and take it away.
Yeah, well, but like you don't start the game as a completely new character who plays very differently. You start the game as
I think, considering
a character who plays very similar, and you end the game as someone who plays differently.
Considering this was a leap between generations, I think there was probably a consideration that, hey, this is revolutionary, which I think I can understand. It wasn't made to be played like you play 3 and you go straight into 4. It's kind of like 4 would have been a few years after 3, and people would have been like, hey, DMC is back, and would expect it to be a sort of like different.
Yeah,
like I always find like long running series really interesting because you can follow trends in just games in general, like historically.
Specifically as a simpler character after they went full sicko mode with Dante in this one. During battle, your stylish rank, which grades your fighting skills, is displayed. I guess coming straight from DMC3, when I'm playing Nero, I just feel like I want to be playing Dante, and I'm trying to do all the combos that Dante does, and Nero doesn't do them. Yeah, it's like you have this like grab attack, but I think I'm just going to end up picking every enemy up and throwing them into the floor.
I mean, maybe it's because it's just the style of play, but just from watching, obviously I'm not playing, so I can't say for sure, but Nero seems like more the character that I'd enjoy playing, because he's very, rather than having lots of like light attacks that you have to chain together to do these big combos, he has really heavy attacks,
yeah, he
and
does big
that's
smashes.
the kind of character that I like in melee fighting games.
What is this cutscene?
Fucking machines.
Sure.
I like Nero. I think he's such a tuny, and I don't know. I like the contrast between him and like Dante in the intro being like very standoffish.
Yeah. Wait, no, this isn't where I'm supposed to be. Is it? Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. I'm lost already. Right, there's enemies here, so that suggests. Yeah, it's like one shot at that guy. Slam dunk. Taunt. That's not the taunt button. Ah, come on. Yeah, I don't know. Nero feels really sluggish to me. Whoops. Crunch. Crunch. I love the faces on the orbs. Aha. This is like a combat adjudicator. Right, yeah, it was. You just have to get to rank B. Not clear that that's what it was, although I guess they weren't. They also weren't super clear in DMC3 either. The Ferrum Hills. Oh shit, there's a boss here. I do remember that much.
Let me guess. More demons.
Maybe. Run, you fools. That was fly, you fools, isn't it?
Yeah. Funny. Alright, hot shot. Sounds like Cobra's voice.
See ya.
Like ships in the night.
Fire's bad for the complexion. I burn easily. Never tan.
When I came to this world 2,000 years ago, there was no such human as the likes of you.
Let me tell you a little story about a man named Jesus Christ.
Tip to tip.
Jesus could never.
Yeah.
Burial. The conqueror of the fire hell.
Well, I suppose there's other hells. There's the cold hell.
Yeah, so one of the things I'm struggling with for Nero is how to defend if you... Oh, he's...
Where's your fire hell now? Ooh. Little torture attack there.
Well, how...
I guess you have to stay away while
Yeah, I
you're
guess
doing
you
that.
have to be away from
I think,
that.
yeah, so given that your combo doesn't like seem to drop over time just while taking damage, I think there's more of an encouragement with bosses especially, I guess, to be like, you can just back away.
Most of his combos are like really high commitment. I think I absorbed some green orbs from somewhere. We're getting a bad grade for this one, boys.
Damn. Maybe on him though. Yeah, he's just breaking the map and green orbs are repairing.
Yeah, he's
Sweet.
breaking the environment, and I'm getting green orbs for it.
You can cancel out something that's quite dodgy higher RC. I guess you just have to work out which combos are, have dodgeable
Oh,
spots.
yeah,
out of
you can
them.
like dodge roll, can't you? Doesn't really seem to matter that much, because...
Well, this guy's attacks are big and sweeping, so I guess they high commit combos are difficult unless he's powered down.
He keeps on like punishing me for like trying to jump as well, like... I'm trying to dodge roll and it's just like, it just keeps jumping up in the air and I just get hit again.
Don't ask. Damn thing drives me crazy, though.
Why don't you do it?
That's what I'm wondering.
Back to fire hell. Where'd everybody go?
No one-liner about that though. A truck. He can really book it when he hits top speed. I want to go over there. Fine. Oh, an A. Not bad.
Not bad. So yeah, there's no grade for damage either. It's just orbs, stylishness, and time.
Okay. I mean, I guess, like, yeah, the damage and style would be kind of double dipping, because it would be like, well, you lose your combo if you take damage. So I need to figure out what's like the multi-hitting combo you want to do. I actually can't walk close. The map is kind of deceptive. It shows you areas that you... Whoops.
First time we noticed there is a map.
Yeah. Whoop.
We're Ratchet and Clank now, boys. Hell yeah.
I'm trying to like rev my thing at the same time as my attacks hit, and it doesn't seem to be actually doing anything. There we go, that did something that time. Whoops. That was fun. We're in Stonefang. Okay. How can you not stand on this, man? There we go. Nero doesn't do one-liners like RE4 Leon. He's kind of like boring RE6 Leon. I couldn't possibly comment, but yeah. I'm not as in love with Nero as I want to be. I'm gonna keep trying.
I think if you're like, this should be Dante, then you'll never love him.
No,
like,
I won't.
Like how
I won't.
you'd never love Raiden if you were constantly like, be
Yeah,
Snake.
exactly. If you wanted him to be Snake, you'd never like Raiden. I mean, he has done a couple sort of one-liners, like he was like, you know, oh, you've got a devil arm, and he's like, damn thing drives me crazy. It's like, I'm sure it does. Probably get some ointment for it or something. Ha, that's fun. That was fun. Oh, you can hit them with each other. That's a good technique. Nice, they're dead. Do you fancy a drink at all?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I could go for
A
one.
little headache. So this might not be a good combination, but I might take a paracetamol and then be like, ah, time for a drink.
We've been told to hydrate, but
Dehydrated from earlier. I didn't drink any water before we went to the hairdresser, and then the
Right.
guy was like, "Oh, do you want a drink?" And I was like, "Ah, not really." And then
I
halfway through the haircut, I was like, "I should have."
one time when I went to that hairdresser's, I asked for a cup of tea, and it was a really nice cup of tea. But every time I get like, they're like, "Oh, do you want a drink?" And I'm like, "Oh, just a glass of water." And then I'm like, "Oh, I should have asked for a cup of tea."
No, the cup of tea.
The tea. But then I'm too awkwardly sort of British about it to be like, "Can I change my mind?"
Yeah. I was just thinking, like, you know, thinking a haircut is my meditation zone, and I don't want to interrupt my meditation by constantly going back to a drink that I'm like, you know, I just want to be. In my
Yeah,
zone.
that's true. And sometimes I worry that like little bits of what's going on here then.
Oh, it's like a necklace.
The Gooners have gotten a hold of
Bayonetta.
it's Bayonetta, yeah. I like her hair. Similar to someone I know. I wonder who it could be. No, not ringing any bells.
No, I don't know.
Gloria is a problematic fave.
I owe you thanks.
I didn't do
I think
anything.
you had it under control. You shot one of the
Oh.
demons, I think.
You're from the Order? I've never seen you before.
Thought he was like sniffing his gun there. From the
Maybe he
order.
was.
Is this story based? Not this time.
Not this time.
You're Nero, right? I've heard rumors.
Hasn't everyone?
He feels like a more leering Bayonetta, if that makes any sense.
So, what's the deal? Where are they coming from?
It's strange. No matter the number you kill, more will come.
Then I'll leave that chore to you. I've got some personal slaying to take
This
care of.
I like
camera
that.
angle is insane.
Yeah, the cameraman needs to be shot in the head. That like bit of fabric like draped over her butt crack is like glued on there.
Yeah.
Bayonetta owns her sexuality. Gloria's sexuality is more for the Gooner squad. It
Well,
kinda-
I think it's because you play as Bayonetta, you're fully you feel like.
yeah,
you
it
know.
feels a bit more sort of like. I mean, the camera's very leering on Bayonetta, but like like Bayonetta sort of feels like she's having fun with it. Maybe Gloria is too.
But yeah, that's the thing, because you're only getting a glancing view, and it feels like you basically just came in, like, you know, ogled her a bit, and then walked away. It
Yeah.
feels very sort of voyeuristic.
Yeah, it
compared
kind of
to
changes the
Bayonetta.
context of it a little, doesn't it? Oh look, they've got a picture of the Pope. I hated that
Rest in
guy.
peace.
What's this? You do not have the power to destroy this rusted coffin. Only that which makes an impact will break it. A fucking sword doesn't.
Okay, I'm gonna get my paracetamol.
Go and get a
and,
paracetamol.
do you want just a rum and coke?
Yeah, yes
Okay.
please. That would hit the spot. A gyro blade is enshrined beyond this obstacle. Okay. You probably do more damage, right, when you've got the thing charged up. But other than that, I'm not really seeing much benefit to charging up the sword. I guess you get more combo points as well. We know that Nero is Virgil's kid. yeah, I think that Gloria cutscene probably is closer to the average Bayonetta cutscene, but like we said, the context sort of changes, I think, how that feels to me. But, you know, I've only seen her for like 5 seconds, so it's too early to judge. Probably lock onto these guys and grapple them more. We are the gyro blades. If our power is what you desire, anima mercury is what we require. Collect 4 statues and open the way to the arena. Okay. Soon they'll have a conclave level where instead of comboing demons, you must help the scheming cardinal select a new pope. I liked conclave a lot. I'm just gonna say that. I can't believe that a film got me to care about like Vatican drama. But yeah, scheming cardinals. Remember the opening scene? Yeah, no, I'm not disputing that. I think so a lot of the Bayonetta cutscenes are. Oh, is this one of the things I need?
I think for me it's like, imagine if in Bayonetta it played some of the cutscenes, but you played as Luca. It would feel completely different, I think.
Yeah, exactly. If you were playing as Luca throughout all of Bayonetta, you're seeing Bayonetta might feel a little bit different. Like, you know, I've said it before about Kaine. Kaine is like a very over-sexualized like design, which is a shame because she is, you know, one of the only intersex characters in games that. And so she has a lot of weight on her shoulders in terms of representation. But yeah, she is also in charge and in possession of her own sexuality in exactly the way that a teenage boy is most likely to find titillating. Now, I am lost. I cannot get in. Oh, here. I can go in here. What was I saying? Yeah, so, you know, I think, you know, that's the same with Bayonetta. She is sort of like, you know, sexualized and like portrayed in a way that is both, you know, you can kind of have, they can have their cake and eat it, be like, oh, she's really sexy, in exactly the way, like I said, that like a teenage boy will find appealing, but also it's like it's woke somehow. Did I come in here already? I don't think I did. I definitely didn't. But yeah, I think as well, like, you know, the sort of the context of a witch fighting against like a bunch of angels, and you know, like, you know, fighting against like the angels basically, who all manifest as like marble statues, which I think is very funny. Can I get a big combo score off these guys? I think it makes it, like, again, the context makes it, for me at least, a little easier to swallow. But I'm not going to pretend that Bayonetta's, like, entirely problematic, unproblematic, because, yeah, I think, I'm just repeating myself now, you know, she is also portrayed in a way that is coincidentally exactly what teenage boys will enjoy. I get you. Good. I am glad I'm making some kind of sense. But yeah, I don't mean to write off Gloria either. I think, you know, as a fan of that hairstyle for no specific reason, I think she looks pretty cool. Now what do I do? Can I go up there? No, I can't jump high enough for that. Sure. What's this? You do not have the power to destroy. I need something which makes an impact.
I think I was just thinking again in the kitchen is that an opinion I've had about Bayonetta is that while I do tend to sort of agree with people being like the reason that Bayonetta's sexuality is okay is because she's kind of in power of it. It's not, you know, she's not sort of like yeah, you know, the idea why it's okay that Bayonetta is kind of like in other contexts would just come off as just unspeakably horny. But if during all the Bayonetta cutscenes in the top left corner you just put an image of Camilla, that you'd change your mind right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, if there was just like an image of Camilla with a subtitle saying "I made this" in every cutscene, you'd be like, you know what? Maybe this isn't alright.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And it's not just because like a guy made this. I think there's something unique about Camilla. Looks like a sort of sleazy guy.
Yeah, I think you're not wrong. I don't like to judge people on how they look, but Camilla's like little goatee beard is
But yeah, that's the thing, is that two things at the same time, is that Bayonetta is like a camp icon that's in total control of her sexuality, while at the same time
being
being
exactly
a sexy,
what Camilla would like to goon
sexy
to.
ideal of a woman that he's
Like one of the two people he fucking follows on Twitter is a cosplayer. I don't get why I failed this last time.
And it is both things
What
at the
the
same
fuck?
time, but it's like the reminder is what would make it like uncomfortable, I think. You can kind of lose yourself while playing the game and be like, yeah, the Bayonetta is so like cool and in control. But then you forget that this dude did just make the game like this. I like Bayonetta and some of the characters. Can't help but notice we never get male characters who sexualize themselves like that as playable protagonists. Yeah, like I think it's always sort of like the best you get with male protagonists is sort of like kind of imagery implying stuff sometimes, like for example Dante like lifting the sword out of himself, I think has a sort of like I think you can definitely read that as a male character sexualizing himself, but it's
sexualizing in a way
that's
that's I mean like yeah, like the way people I mean like the way in which I think like the if there's such a thing like the female gaze, like the way male bodies are sexualized is not necessarily as like obvious as the way in which I think female bodies are sexualized by
like
men.
The idiot gamer argument that they make when they go, oh, how can you complain about unrealistic women's standards in games? Look at fucking Marcus from Gears of War. He's so muscly. I'm not, I could never look like him. And it's like, this is a man character made for a man to look at. Like, this is not the same as...
Yeah, exactly. This is not a male character designed to titillate women. This is a male character designed for other men.
For a man.
What am I supposed to do here?
Just straight through there.
I don't know why I failed that the first time. I'm up here now. I meant to do something with my devil hand.
The game itself seems like typical gacha shy, but if you want men sexualized like Bayonetta, watch the cutscenes for Love in Deep Space. I think it's called. I've never heard of it, so.
I have. It's the game that encourages you to input your menstrual cycle information.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, a game kind of made for the female gaze rather than
Yeah.
the male gaze.
There's also NU Carnival, which isn't another sort of like gacha.
I do think this kind of ties into something we talk about a lot, where like a lot of like queer-coded stories that don't have implicit gayness to them do come off as more like gay appealing than stories that have actual like gayness in them, because they have more imagery that is like, sort of appealing to.
Yeah, like I think like I said it when we were streaming the MGS games. Despite being ostensibly about a mostly straight cast, I think the MGS games are like way more queer than like Baldur's Gate 3, for example, which people were calling the queerest game ever made, and like that made my eyes roll back in my head so fast I got fucking whiplash.
You know, in terms of like how much the text interacts with it, like Mass Effect 3 has more gay characters than MGS2, but it's like absolutely not. Is Mass Effect 3 the one that is like appealing to?
Am I supposed to go?
Appealing to queerness as compared to MGS2.
Oh, I just saw the chat on YouTube. Kai Guy Alex enjoying the view of the castle in Midnight Fortuna Island. Me too. So gothic. Yeah, I think the environment here is really cool. How do I get that? I want that. Can I have it?
But yeah, and as Silk said earlier, I think like people would be less like annoyed by stuff in games that just overtly sexualizes women if there actually was some parity between sexualizing men. Or sexualizing just anyone. Like,
I mean, it wouldn't just have to be like the media parity between them. It would also have to be like, there's an entire society
that's the thing,
built up around sexual. Yeah, the entirety of society built up around like, sexualizing women, which is why it feels like frustrating that like
it's a result of that society that you don't find many games that do have like that sort of parity, but at the same time it's also like, even if you just popped into existence, like clicked your fingers and made like 1,000 games where it's Bayonetta but it's a dude like showing off his sexuality in all the cutscenes, I don't think that would instantly change the culture to be like accepting of that.
Whoops. Can I? Well, I don't know.
Oh, no.
It's just shattered. I think I'm meant to fight a boss here at some point, but I don't want to jump down into that area prematurely. Whoop.
It's the PS2 launch screen. The columns.
Yes.
There it is again. My memory is running out.
Oh, I hadn't finished that.
I don't care about changing culture. I just want to look at beautiful men. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. On a sort of like anecdotal basis, it's like, well, I'm just for people that are like quite bothered about the overt sexualization of women in games. I think there would be less of an argument about it if there was some parity when it came to that kind of thing. Although maybe not true. I think
Yeah, I think a lot of other things would need to change rather
That's
than
the thing.
just
It's also
like
part of not just a culture in games, but a culture in the world.
yeah. I have like a stand.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Smoking.
Is there a double S?
Oh, there's a
bar,
triple
really?
S as well, I think.
Yeah. It is completely like an aside thing, but like the thing to think about every now and then is that if you do ever go back and watch Feminist Regency, by today's like standards, it's the most milk toast kind of pushback against gaming culture, and yet
back then it was like extremely milk toast sort of like.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You know,
it was just by reputation. It was like this is insane.
Well, the gamers all just decided that it was the most like devastating criticism that was imminently going to destroy video games.
To bring up, like, the idea
I mean, I don't know that to the extent to how many of them actually believed that versus how convenient it was for them to pretend that they thought that. I think really they were just like, bored and looking for someone to bully.
I think people are like, I know within my own echo chambers, people are more like accepting of like being critical of things that you enjoy. Doesn't mean I hate this and therefore I think games should be destroyed and no game should come out where a woman, is ever in a position of not being completely powerful.
Yeah, I mean,
what you're saying is, I like this thing. Here's something interesting to talk about and how it reflects in our society.
Yeah, I mean, like there's lots of things I like that I think are like.
Oh, quite in the book.
There's lots of things I like that I think are trash and or have like bad problematic elements. Like earlier today, I was talking about Attack on Titan, which is something I like a lot, even though I think that the later chapters of the book, and the anime by extension, is really bad.
But yeah, I think we're still in a place where a lot of people aren't willing at all to critically analyze things they like if it doesn't completely glaze the thing they like. We've probably talked about this before. The kind of frustrating thing that you can't, you can't have interesting conversations about some things because some people are like, no, you're implying a negative thing about something that I like a lot.
What am I supposed to do when they shield up like that? I thought I could like grab them, but turns out you can't when they're shielded. Like what are you supposed to do? Good camera.
Love it. Killed me, sir.
They're dollar hands.
Oh my god.
Empty.
Well, no, it's full of all that stuff.
Is that my thing that will make a
His armor.
my thing that will make an
Not a
impact?
good sign.
Or is that the thing that will make an impact?
Aha.
One of my favorite sci-fi shows is Lex. Yeah, that's an incredible.
I think I can't understand people who can like things that they aren't also somewhat critical of. I think that's kind of like I don't think there's anything.
Well, I think there's a lot of people who mistake they they like something and then they find they need to believe that it's like it's a perfect statement or exemplar, like
I think the problem is when people sort of kind of attach it to their identity, and
Yeah.
therefore a slight against it is a slight against themselves.
yeah, like I guess like you know, I like, you know, I've gotten it on Twitter sometimes where I say like, oh, I like Griffith, I think he's a cool character, and people are like, oh my god, what? You like Griffith? He's the worst. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not saying he's a good guy. Like, I'm not saying he's cool and I co-sign everything he does in the fiction of his story, which, might I remind you, is fiction.
It's all made up.
Yeah, I think he's a cool character. Like, you know, which is funny because, like, you know, those same people, if you were to say I like Darth Vader, they'd be like, yeah, sure. And it's like Darth Vader murdered a bunch of children.
I mean, at the same time, there's some insane like cope going on with people that like Darth Vader.
Well,
Like
sure.
the thing I talked about when we were watching Andor, that there's a scene in Andor where it implies that someone could get sexually assaulted, and a lot of people were against it. So like, that's in Star Wars, this is not okay. And one notable take was that, well, this could never happen in the Empire because Vader wouldn't allow it.
Yeah, Darth Vader
Vader's
wouldn't
such a nice
allow
guy
it.
that he'd be against this kind of thing.
Insane. I'm so glad that no one I run with these days is your preferences in fiction reflect your moral standing in the universe. Yeah, like make a gyro blade slide across the ground by hitting it with the buster while near it. By using the power of Anima Mercury, you can move gyro blade. Okay.
But yeah, there's a sort of like, not to get too Star Warsy, but people that like Darth Vader, I think, do sort of go, hey, actually, I think he kind of is a good guy. Like, you know, he was just misunderstood. It was fucked up what they did to him to not put him under Jedi, make him a Jedi Master or whatever.
Yeah. Something is resonating. Now I'm up here.
Ooh,
Oh, nice.
cool.
I'll take it.
What does that remind me of? A game like... Oh, it reminds me of fucking Sonic Adventure when you're Rouge and you're digging for the
Yeah.
the Chaos Emeralds or Knuckles, you know, if you're so inclined. And no one was there to catch it.
I think he just like T-poses at you.
I wonder what those kind of people make a big kind of Warhammer 40k fandom. I mean, the thing with the Warhammer 40k fandom is that I don't really like co-sign their reputation. I'm kind of like, well, I don't know how I feel about the 40k fandom, but for other reasons.
Yeah, I mean, like, 40k fandom seems like half normal people and then half, like, insane Nazis who are, like... I remember one guy I used to be friends with, like, got, like, really up my ass for liking Tau and Tyranids. And he was like... He basically seemed to think, like, you know, the Space Marines are like, the good guys of 40k.
This is like the half of
And
the
if-
40k fandom Silk is referring to here.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Some people who just believe that the Imperium of humanity is like,
They're
they're the best shot, so they're the good guys in this story.
yeah, they're the character. They're the. What am I supposed to do with this? Am I supposed to move this around? Can't get it through the door. Was I meant to use that in combat or something? Whatever. I'm glad that open door is the same button as do your grab. So if you're not perfectly aligned with the door, you end up just doing this really long grab animation.
But yeah, with the Warhammer 40k fandom, they have too many bad apples. Like, if you ever were into Warhammer 40k and you met someone who was like, "Oh, I like that too." Again, I don't know the statistics, but there's a chance that this person is just a fucking crypto Nazi.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Oh no, I now have to like sort of investigate you."
Yeah, I have to keep a close eye on everything you say about a bunch of stuff.
And I know there's probably like crypto Nazis in every fandom or whatever, but I think 40k is a notable one.
What?
Yeah, Judge Dredd, that's another one. I mean, I don't like it that much. You know, I'm not like an avid fan of it much these days, but Fallout New Vegas is another one as well.
What?
Like, as much as Fallout New Vegas has this reputation as like, oh, it's the trans girl game or whatever. It's also a lot of people that play Fallout New Vegas are like,
I love the Legion.
They're so good and cool.
Because Caesar quotes fucking Hegel or whatever.
Gets it fully wrong.
Yeah, he gets it fully wrong.
Which is kind of the point, but a lot of people don't really care.
Holy shit.
What's going on with this thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
You're obsessed
I can't.
with the device.
Well, I think I'm supposed to put it in here, but I can't. So maybe I'm not supposed to do that. But then what is the point in this?
There's been a spate of American people on my feed getting into 40k recently. It's really interesting seeing a version of a fandom who are largely unaware of the reputation 40k has in the UK at this point. Yeah. That's the thing. I think a lot of people are kind of like have not had Warhammer like in the backdrop of their lives. Their whole, like, I don't know. Maybe it's the same in parts of America, but in the UK, there's just been like, as long as I've known, there's been a Games Workshop in my town, and therefore I've known people that have been into Warhammer, and it has a certain reputation. Whereas to some people, it's kind of just like, oh, it's a thing I've been sort of aware of, but I never really knew anything about it. I never knew anyone that was into it or whatever. And then Thomas brought up Judge Dredd as another one. And what I said, there's a lot of Judge Dredd stories that are very sympathetic to Dredd, and I think the movie Dredd is pretty sympathetic to Dredd.
Yeah, like I like that movie a lot, but it is also just like the story of it is there's a building full of criminals, and Judge Dredd like sneaks it, like, you know, infiltrates it and shoots them all to death.
The movie is entirely not concerned. Like, it has it lampshades how bad Judge Dredd is.
Yeah, it's sort of like
now time to have fun.
Yeah, it sort of like draws attention to the fact that, like, you know, how is this solving any of the problems here? Like, can I move these?
Oh,
am I supposed to?
It's like deployed.
Like, I think I need to. What?
Get more old.
Why?
This thing's like a slot machine.
I want to make it go further than that. Do I have to like spin it up? There we go. Oh, that went really far.
Nice. The best 40k fantasy these days in fantasy with sexy yaoyas and primarchs. This is a weird thing to me. It is so, like, from my point of view, I know people like 40k, and you do you, I guess. But it's one of those things where it's like totally just like square peg in a round hole when you try to make it like a yaoi thing. Cause it's just like and yaoify the characters. Cause it's just like, have you seen a 40k like miniature? They're the chunkiest, most ogre-looking guys in the world.
Yeah, I follow and I watch there's like an artist who like does like femboy Tau and like femboy like the cyborg Space Marines art, and I really like it, and it's really cool. But also at the same time, it does just sort of feel like, you know, every time I'm like, oh, maybe I should get into 40k, and then I actually look at the miniatures, and only the Tau are the ones that look cool to me. And I'm like, oh yeah, I don't care about like most of the rest of this, because it's not what I want it to be.
Oh, also, Rai said that as bad as media literacy is, it's probably going to get worse when people start outsourcing their media literacy to ChatGPT. would have said the problem with 40k is less media literacy and more of it is at best completely incoherent as satire, and at worst outright fascist across like 50% of the fiction. I mean, here's the thing. Small sample size, but I've read one 40k book, one of the Eisenhorn books. I don't remember what it's called anymore, but you know, you follow. What do they call those guys? Inquisitor.
Oh yeah, Inquisitors.
And it's the only way you could view it as satire is that a lot of the world seems bad, but then like from reading it, there is no commentary on sort of like anything about the world. It's entirely just concerned with here's our cool protagonist and how he navigates this horrible like world, and he sort of like muses on how horrible it is, and then like a lot of 40k fiction goes, but you know, it's pointless to worry about it because it could only get worse anyway. Like, you know, there's no redeeming this, so I should just wallow in this. And
the world is miserable.
I don't think any satire can come out of that sort of like
sort of nihilism almost. Yeah, I mean that's the thing with like, you know, with a lot of the like, you know, that guy I was talking about who like, you know, turned out he I don't know if he always was, but he eventually turned into just like this horrible sort of right wing goon, or turned out to be. Where the fuck am I going? Oh, teleported in. That's a bit much, isn't it? Oh, from off screen? Bullshit.
But yeah, I like what it says. That I assume is in the half the fiction that is meant to be kind of satire, but it's satire in that it just goes, here's a bunch of bad things. We'll let the reader work out that this is bad, and sort of leave it kind of vague if there's anyone that likes this kind of thing to enjoy it, because we don't want
we don't want
customers too. And then there's, I assume, I don't think there's anything I've read, because if I started reading it, I'd probably be like, I'm not really interested, which is just fiction that is just entirely about, like, the righteous Imperium guys, like, stomped on the Chaos monster's head, and everyone clapped, you know, kind of thing.
Woo!
Oh, nice.
Got a secret mission there. Kind of looks like one.
And yeah, I assume there's something out there, especially in fanfic. But I'd be interested to read some fiction that actually sort of like, I don't know, there's some kind of commentary on like the monstering of different races that the Imperium does, for example. Like maybe do a book from the perspective of.
Well,
like,
this is the thing, like, you know, it was tied into all of that. Successfully execute a mid-air buster 5 times without touching the ground. Holy shit. I'm going to fail this one and then not bother with it again. So I have to do... Damn. This is very hard. Hang on, so I have to...
Probably discussing it, but you were in the middle of saying something, and I wanted to interrupt your flow. But I can't keep going.
Why won't they fucking... There we go. You fall way too fast if you chain these. You don't get like a double jump or anything.
I mean, it's just a quick point on Thomas's comment in that it didn't do enough to highlight that the main group, the crypto-fascist colonizers, are not the heroes. The problem with the 40k universe is that they've gone out of their way to go, there are no heroes.
Yeah.
No one is, like, I think in the way back when, the Tau used to be a sort of like the good aliens, like the aliens that kind of have it together and are chill. And you know, while they're a bit authoritarian, they're they're not fully awful as every other race we've portrayed so far. And Ben Mayon did that too. They were like, well, no, actually, they need to be brought down into the mud with the rest of the races. Otherwise, people will be like, it's not grim dark enough.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Tau were when they were introduced were like they seemed pretty cool, but then they kind of like I don't know. They went into the fact that they have this like caste society, and actually they're like the sort of the evil like I don't know like the overlords of the Tau are actually like really evil, and I don't know like the thing is, and this is exactly the justification that like that fucking right-wing guy gave to me, is that he liked the Space Marines and the Imperium of Man or whatever because there's no good guys in the in 40k, therefore I'll just pick the ones that align with my interests, and I'm a human, so they're the one.
So.
Yeah, I'll pick the faction that like are going to be evil in my name. And that speaks, I think, to the sort of general sort of like dog-eat-dog nihilism that a lot of fascists genuinely believe is just the case, and that everyone else who denies that is like, is somehow deluded. Nice of this guy to hide behind the thing that like can't actually. There we go.
Just go back on comments. I might need to scroll up on my phone, but because we missed a few. But I'm going to open the my phone and look at comments. But what I was saying, that it's largely based on a sci-fi called Something the Warlock. I didn't see what it's called because again the comment's gone now. Right here, I can scroll up. It's basically just a rip-off of. Okay, so Silk said 40k is less satire and more of a composite of older science fiction that was fairly satirical. So it has echoes of that more than saying anything itself. And then Woodward replied, it's basically just a rip-off of Nemesis the Warlock, which is actually pretty coherent in satire. And then Zafirian said, if you want to get into the whole monstering of fancy races, there's a whole lot of people who are not ready to start with D&D. I have a lot to say about D&D, but anyway, to stick on 40k. I think it's so like nihilistic that I just can't find anything to enjoy in it. Like we were talking earlier today about how, because we were talking about Elfen Lied.
Yeah.
About how you want to watch Elfen Lied, and also for me to watch it for the first time.
Yeah. About
how it is extremely edgy and grimdark, and how, but there is kind of a place in the world for that kind of bitterness and like a raw, like negative emotion. Yeah, that sort of raw edginess, because like I think when you're a teenager, like I think the example I heard given was like, or the example I heard on a YouTube video, like someone was talking about how when you put on like "Hurt" by the Nine Inch Nails, like the Nine Inch Nails by Nine. Oh yeah, I'm too Lynch pills. Yeah. When you put on "Hurt" by like Nine Inch Nails version. Nine Inch Nails Hurt, you're not like looking for some kind of nuanced explanation or exploration of your feelings. You're not looking for some kind of like thesis or some kind of like making you feel better, or like ladies and gentlemen, the Roadhouse, the Warhammer 40,000. Sometimes you just want to be on the edge of a complete abyss and stare into it and go, fuck yeah, like this feels, this is how I am feeling right now. I want the wheels to fall off. I want everything to just collapse and be miserable, and to like fully like feel my pain without kind of like drawing it towards any kind of like narrative conclusion. And I don't like listen to those kind of songs and be like, oh, but this isn't like like leading to any kind of like conclusion or like any self-betterment. And I think Elfen Lied is there. It's like, it's very teenage in its edginess, but in a way that feels real. And I remember when I watched it in college, one of the things that I think is really interesting about Elfen Lied is that a lot of the people who liked it, in fact, perhaps the majority of people who liked it, it mostly appealed to girls and women, who a lot of female fans of it were like, I don't really like the sort of grisly violence of it, but I really like I really like Elfen Lied. In spite of that, I'm not someone who likes violence in general, but I like Elfen Lied because it feels raw and emotional. And I think there's a place for that, just for
edgy nihilism that doesn't necessarily sort of like build to any like catharsis. Although Elfen Lied does sort of like go somewhere with its story, but I don't think it necessarily needed to. I think it's what was resonant about it was how just how sort of like over the top it was. But yeah, with Warhammer, the nihilism feels almost like bitterly cynical.
Well, there's a couple of things. For me, the thing with Elfen Lied is like, it's what, like 10 episodes? Like...
Yeah.
So it's short. Like, you
that's
get
true.
it out your system, and you're like, it felt good to sort of indulge myself in that sort of negative feeling. And then it went away, and you know, I felt better for it. Whereas Warhammer is meant to be this world that many stories are told through, and it's like, how can you use this complete nihilistic negativity as a basis for telling like any sort of story other than one kind?
Yeah.
And two, for me at least, it's too systematic about its like negativity. It's like I don't want to D&D it, but it's like it's the difference between like lawful evil and chaotic evil. I kind of like chaotic evil. I sort of like that sort of, like you said, letting the wheels fall off and just being like, fuck it, let the evil energy in and do all that. The sort of like systematic evilness is like I can't really get on. Like, what am I meant to like here?
Yeah. I feel like as well, just to before I fight, what I remember might be a giant frog is the next boss, I think. Before I fight that, talking about like monstering of sci-fi races, that whole discourse as well was and still is very cursed on Twitter, where if you as a queer person say like, you know, I kind of relate to these like creatures in these fictional worlds, which are basically just treated as inherently evil and, you know, deserving of nothing more than destruction by the supposed good guys. I kind of relate to that because that's sort of my experience in the world of being treated like simply for existing, I'm evil and wrong and you know, what have you. I kind of, you know, there's something resonant about that with me. As soon as you say that, a bunch of fucking like fascist dipshits with marble statues to their profile pictures will go like, if you're going to relate to the evil, like murdering psychotic aliens in Warhammer, then why are we wrong to think that about you? That you're just like evil, corrupt, horrible people? And it's like they're trying to like, you know, just move words around to sound smart. But like what they're basically doing is just taking the point you're making and reversing it, and then going like, haha, so I'm going to treat you like an asshole. Like, yeah. And I think that there's a lot of those types of people in like the 40k community that you know, I'm not a part of that community, so I can't say, but like there's way too many of those people that I don't think you know, I don't think I can see myself getting into 40k because of that, because I might have to interact with those kind of people, and I'd really rather not.
What was that? I totally get why people who like 40k are into it on the sort of negativity feel. I think it's more just it has particularly nasty intersection in at least local tabletop communities in Ireland and, to my knowledge, in the UK. As much to do with the nastiness of Games Workshop as the company, as a company as the fiction. I mean, that's the thing. Is that, yeah, like I said earlier, my main problem with being into 40k is that you never know if your fellow 40k fan might just be horrible. And there's a high, not like high chances in general, but relatively high compared to other things one might be into. Yeah. And yeah, like you said, it attracts a lot of people that like actually have really nasty opinions, and I think when Wood talks about local tabletop communities, it does sort of like cannibalize the space. People that are into 40k are really into it. When they want to play tabletop, they want to play 40k. It's like when people want to play card games, they want to play Magic or whatever. You know, it's it takes over that kind of space that might that could, you know, should foster variety into we play one game now. And it has to be the game that has a lot of negative associations.
Well, I think as well, you know, you also have the problem of, you know, the old thing about the Nazi bar. Like, if your bar lets Nazis in one night, then the next night he brings his friend, and then the next night he brings a friend, and now it's a Nazi bar because there's they're just gonna keep coming, and they're gonna eventually and what they do is they push everybody else out of the space because everyone else is just like, well, fuck this. I'm not gonna turn. I don't want to have to fight a battle just to exist in a space when it's dangerous for me, and I would rather just go and find another space.
As much as Games Workshop does a lot of bad stuff as a company, I've read, and as much as they make posts about how listen, we're accepting of all people of all creeds and all leanings or whatever. This is not a hateful community or whatever. It's like mud sticks, the Nazis don't go. It's go away.
Yeah, unless they're willing to take severe, drastic, and decisive action against those Nazis, they ain't going anywhere. And ultimately, the company doesn't want to do that because their money spends the same as anyone else's.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That said,
Games Workshop's #1 priority is not to alienate their.
That said, if you ever ask any of those kind of fascist 40k people on Twitter, okay, let's see your models, they're like, well, I don't actually collect any or play any, or
they're not a customer.
Anyway, and I'm throwing out. I don't have any Warhammer 40k models either.
You have one. You went
oh
to
yeah, I have
Warhammer
one.
World in
Yes,
Nottingham,
I have a little Tau Birdman.
Yeah.
One more thing. I was spared the getting into 40k when I was a teenager because I did collect miniatures for a little while, and I thought they were really cool, and I enjoyed gluing them together and making little poses and what have you. And then one time I turned up to Games Workshop to play with my friend who was trying to get me into it. We put all our models on the table and we're just setting up. And one of the store attendants came over to me and said, "You can't play on the tables with unpainted models." And I turned probably beet red. Packed all my things up into a box and left the store and never came back because I felt so humiliated.
As a teenager, this is the most embarrassing thing that could ever happen.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I already had plenty of things to be embarrassed about as a teenager. And the idea of just being told, "Oh, you can't do that," I was like, right, well, I guess I will never do it then. Bye. They didn't say, "Oh, we prefer if you paint all the models," which we'll help you do that. We can help you paint and do that stuff, but we'll let you play for now. Just so that you enjoy playing, and then we'll maybe we can help you learn how to paint your models. That would have been good sales strategy, because again, I was a dumb teenager who would have absolutely been yeah, I'll come here and I'll paint models with people, and they'll sell me pots of paint which are fucking 20 quid or whatever. But instead, they were just you can't play because you haven't painted your models.
That's the thing.
Right, okay, bye.
Company men will disavow that interaction. When we went to Warhammer World, because we were going with a friend who's really into Warhammer.
Yeah.
The people there were perfectly lovely. And when we were doing the bit where you paint your figure or make your figure and then paint it, was very accepting of oh, you can do whatever you want. This sort of idea of there's no.
They were
wrong
almost
answers.
Bob Rossing us. They were
exactly.
you just if you want to glue his arms up above his head, then
Or when we were looking at the sets you can play with, and the guy was sort of being oh, well, there's a rule book here, but really you can play, you can bend the rules as much as you want. There's a sort of idea of same with D&D as well. A lot of, hey, listen, if they don't want to get rid of any potential customers, essentially, and be listen, you can do whatever you want. But it's even with it's the cynical view on it, but even with that view of fans or people that are into Warhammer being oh, well, that was just a bad guy, you should get back into it now. It's well, I can't get rid of the bad association now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm never gonna forget that as long as I live. Anyway, I think I have to fight a giant frog.
Okay, while you fight that frog, I'm going to talk about a comment that came up previously.
Okay.
Where I sort of talked about how let me bring up the comments. It was well worded.
Maybe it's not a frog.
D&D taking orcs, which Tolkien portrayed as an industrial underclass, worked into a disciplined army and turned them into barbarian hunter-gatherers is one of its greatest crimes. Yeah, I want to talk about orcs in Tolkien stuff, because it's one of those things where you have to be listen, it's pretty racist the way that Tolkien portrays any of the evil races, orcs included. What's going on here?
Uh-huh. I thought it was
this
a frog.
Isn't a frog.
Maybe I was from later or something.
But from like the portrayal of orcs is like kind of racist, but at the same time, when I read the bits in Lord of the Rings that have orcs in them, they're actually some of my favorite bits in the book. I fucking love Tolkien orcs. I think.
I knew it!
There he is, the frog.
I fucking knew it!
Like his haircut.
I think it's a big ice crystal. I knew there was a frog.
But yeah, orcs are very much written as kind of like, industrialized underclass people, and you're meant to kind of hate them. They're meant to be like kind of trashy and like they have no morals, and like compared to the nice hobbits, they're like rough and like nasty, which is clearly Tolkien's sort of like view of industrial society, kind of like painted onto his text. But I read those bits and I always think the orcs are like funny. They're really like, I really sympathize with the orc characters like Shagrat and Grishnak and Ugluk. They have these like petty arguments that are really like sort of cute, and it's like, I think, the idea was to make you hate these guys for how petty and awful they were compared to the sort of like human and hobbit and elvish protagonists. But I think I love Tolkien orcs. I'd love more like the stories about the goings on in orc society in Middle Earth. So I think they're great. And yeah, I don't really vibe with D&D orcs being like, oh, it's the same kind of thing, but they're all green and they have these like tusks, and they're like a sort of like tribal hunter-gatherer society. And it's like, I prefer the orcs that are like, we've had nothing but maggoty bread for 3 stinking days.
Yeah.
What about their legs?
They don't need their legs.
By the way, when they glow red, go into Devil Trigger and use the base circle to move on them for a surprise. I don't know if that makes sense to you. I don't know what the base circle is in Devil Trigger.
I don't think I have any Devil Trigger at the moment.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know where I am at the moment. I'm in his mouth.
Oh, back in you go.
It doesn't feel like jumping makes you invincible, like it.
I think, yeah,
Fuck
you're
me.
probably not meant to jump this much.
Nope.
Not fun this time.
Oh, fuck me! It's undodgeable! Well, don't be in the corner. Ugh. Where's my health bar?
To you.
No.
Abandon all hope. I think it says a lot about Gygax. A lot that Gygax read about a race of evil cannon fodder and dropped everything about their society in favor of making them into Native American stand-ins. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, I think that, D&D are constantly, like, Wizards are trying to constantly, run back the racism that is just inherent in D&D, but I think it's suited the lore of the series to turn the clock back now. Like all these,
Yeah, I
like,
mean, like, there's fucking
Yeah.
hell.
like all these options now in the latest edition that you like that are like, oh, you know, you can be an orc, but you don't have to take on any of these sort of like racist ideas of what the class, what the race identity is. You know, you can be an orc, but you can be whatever you like. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's for me, it's just like you need to just abandon the. It's too late for D&D when it comes to that kind of stuff.
What are you supposed to do to, like, damage this guy? Can I, like, am I meant to smash all the crystals on him or something?
Later writers tried to make the orcs more sympathetic, like making them more like it. It's not questioning why you made the British violent and stupid place like that in the first place. Yeah. Be like, oh, don't worry, these orcs are okay. Some of them are good Native Americans. It's like,
Why can't I hit her? She's glowing red.
the base circle for one, whatever it said.
Does he seem to do anything?
Maybe on the front.
Could also be that I'm not making them glow red enough because I'm not hitting them enough. I don't know. Oh, for God's sake, stand still!
I thought you were in Devil Trigger.
Yeah, I thought I was in Devil Trigger as well. Oh, for crying out loud. See you later. I can make her glow really red.
So 40k has its good best having
What
orcs
the
being
fuck
difficult
is-
cockneys in space. Yeah, I kind of like 40k orcs. They are just two dudes that are industrial and having a good time. Morals be damned, which is kind of like, oh yeah, I was going to talk about how like in 40k if you had to pick your favorite race back in the day, like you know, I used to think like, well, I'd pick Tyranids because they're, you know, while the whole universe is evil, Tyranids operate on a sort of like animal, like hive instinct, and therefore, how much can you blame them for what
Yeah,
they
exactly.
do?
They're just like, oh my god.
But then I think they introduced some kind of like overlord Tyranids that are like controlling the rest
Yeah.
of the Tyranid hive into being evil. It's like, oh, never mind. But
Crying out loud, this is...
orcs are
I'm
now-
getting tilted at this now.
Orcs are now the ones that are like, yeah, whatever, man. They're just like, hey, life is hell, and we're gonna have a good time doing it. We're just like, ho ho ho, like hammering bits of metal together to make a fucking tank,
Yeah.
and being like, hey, 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 we're bloody evil. I kind of dig that vibe.
Yeah, I think I still just really like the Tau because I think the mech suits look really cool. Although apparently, like their robot suits are not good. They're not like,
Right.
you know, game wise, and they're just not very, you know, they're not good units. But yeah, having mechs and the way their armor looks, so they're like their little fire squad guys, the fire warriors. I think they just look really cool.
I like the Eldar mech designs as well.
Yeah,
With
they're
the-
really
with
sick.
The big long heads. They're cool looking, I think. But that's the thing. This is all from when we went to Warhammer World. We were friends who liked Warhammer. To me and you, it was both just this sort of like cool robot thing of the entire 40k fandom. Like,
Yeah.
Various miniatures and like.
Yeah, like we were walking around, like, you know,
battle
big
scenes
big
and
battle
being like-
scenes of like the Horus Heresy. And I'm like, I have no idea who any of you. I was
And we're
when
just
we
like,
walked in.
robot.
When we walked in, it was like, oh, here's the big display of the Horus Heresy. I turned to our friend and I was like, why are the Space Marines fighting the other Space Marines? And then like I got an explanation for it that I still did not like understand.
That's the thing. This is like for a lot of
Part of
people-
a dangling feeler.
My understanding from our friend is that this is their favourite like arc in all of 40k fandom is this time when the Imperium of Human was in the Civil War. But that for him personally, it was quite boring because it was all just Space Marines.
Yeah.
And that was my sort of take on it, being like the Space Marines are fighting each other, and I guess like if you like Space Marines, there's like in this arc there's loads of cool like factions within them and you know whatnot. But in the end, they are all just fucking Space Marines.
Yeah. I don't really know how you're supposed to do that. Clean. Yeah, like. Yeah, I haven't. I haven't sort of like the combat still isn't like clicking with me.
I want to paint a squad of Tau Scouts for
Skill
like
up.
Section 9 from Ghost in the Shell. That's the one we need to pick up again. Is
Yeah, we should watch the rest of Ghost in the Shell. Enemy Step. You don't have enough proud souls.
Well, specifically standalone complex. We should watch the movies as well, maybe.
Yeah,
but,
I'm a big fan of the movies. I have all of standalone complex on DVD.
Yeah, we just need to pick it back up. Maybe we should watch it after Hannibal. I think we're wanting to watch an anime
Yes.
after Hannibal. So, although it was going to be like
Ghost in the Shell. Honestly, yeah, let's do a Ghost. We could do some Ghost in the Shell watch parties.
Yeah, I've still not seen anything beyond the first, movie and the first few episodes of Standalone Complex. So.
Yeah, I would happily watch Ghost in the Shell, 1 and 2 in watch parties. We just have to. I think I have them both on DVD, so I believe we could just like, you know, stream them to Discord.
You know that bit at the start of the DVD where it says "Don't do this."
Don't do
Just
this.
Do that.
I'm just gonna go. Yeah. For any representatives of the Sony, I don't know which publishing group owns.
I don't know.
This fucking.
Yeah.
This fucking list, like, I can't buy anything. Why not? Obtain the wing talisman. What?
A full-bodied WAT wat. No, come back.
What? Great camera stuff going on here. Oh, that can be broken. Okay. Okay. Hi there. Why can't I grab him? I can. Nice. BRB telling Masamune Shiro. Auto search. After obtaining a Rusalka corpse, entering certain areas will cause the Devil Bringer to be tinged with glowing light. And it will succumb to its call and search for nearby items and secret missions. I shan't. This might be another difficult one. You'd just be sad we aren't having a watch party for all the weird porn he spent the last 20 years making instead of more Ghost in the Shell. Hasn't he also been, like, making, that, like,
Don't use attacks.
Don't use attacks. Raise your stylish.
Without using attacks. If you taunt and, like...
Is a grab an
parry?
attack?
Maybe you need an item that you haven't got yet.
Yeah, maybe.
Taunt and enemy step mainly. Right, yeah, so you just... avoid the enemies and...
Oh, I can't do enemy step. I don't have it.
Okay, so maybe we'll leave this one.
Yeah. Failed. Feels like a lot of things are dependent on you having enemy step. An ability which I simply cannot buy because it just keeps telling me you don't have enough currency. And I don't know how to earn more.
I mean, it's the same thing with Bayonetta for me as well, is that I think a lot of the stuff requires stuff, like, you know, it's not first playthrough oriented.
Yeah.
Which, I think, I don't know, people like love games like this and Bayonetta where it's like, your first playthrough is meant to be kind of a slog, while you just do the story and unlock all the items and weapons, and then your second playthrough where you really get good at the game is going to be great. And then, you know, the more playthroughs you do, the better it gets, the kind of vibe. I've never fully jammed with it, like, there's a, you know, the reason you're playing these games, right?
Yeah. I mean, I do like short games that you can play, like, repeatedly and sort of get better at each time. I don't love the fact that your first playthrough of a lot of these games sucks, and it's only on, like, you know...
Like, I don't think it's completely bad, but it's sort of like a bad vibe, and there's a couple of fleeting, like, nice moments through it. Like, you know, the first time you're playing Bayonetta, for example, you stone a ward through it, and it doesn't feel great to do a lot of gameplay sections, but you get the cutscenes, and you get, like, a couple of, like, cool moments.
Don't spend all your money on Nero, because you need to buy it all again for Dante.
Oh, for fuck's sake. But, you know, you get a few, like, the cutscenes are fun, and you sometimes do a cool thing, but most of the time you're basically, like, getting stomped or feeling bad through the gameplay and kind of just mashing your way through it until your next playthrough when you finally have, I don't know, the Orb of Mahakala and
yeah,
the, like, flying form and stuff like that, and the Jaguar form and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, I still, like, I know it's just like it's a band-aid you rip off to do your first playthrough, and then you never have to do it again or whatever. But I still
yeah,
feel
I mean,
bad.
I don't like I say, I don't love that your first playthroughs of a lot of these games suck, because you don't have access to all the moves. Not least of which because am I supposed to be
falling through?
Yeah, I guess so. But I do think it's nice because one of the things happened at the beginning of this playthrough was after coming back to the game and not being able to start a new save file, I was immediately overwhelmed by the number of moves I have, a number of combos and options I apparently have unlocked.
Yeah, it does onboard you for that stuff, I
Yeah, it acts as a soft tutorial. The problem is, the mechanics are not going to necessarily be introduced to you in the most, they're going to be introduced to you in the order that you purchase them, which means you need to exercise some good judgment in like what skills you think are, the most useful. I'm freezing up here. I don't know why my brain is just not working. But yeah, like it's sort of like an unavoidable thing of like if you had started Bayonetta and you had access to all the moves, it would be an extremely overwhelming game to play.
Yeah. I think I'm kind of just too like story brained in that like I get that like when I'm facing these games I should view the first playthrough as essentially like the tutorial for the entire game, and then you eventually start having fun afterwards. And being like, this isn't the first playthrough, like, this isn't the game, it's the first part of what I'm going to make the game, which is playing it over and over again. But just when a story ends, there's a big part of my brain that just is like, stop playing now. And I can't like just it's like playing like something like Death Stranding and being like doing like making most of the road network or something like that, and then being like, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna do the end of the game quickly, like to get the end of the story, and I'm gonna go back and finish the road. And then I never do, because I'm just like, the story's done now, and I'm gonna stop playing.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't gone back to Death Stranding 2 since finishing it.
Since the story ended, yeah, and that is too strong with me. And even in games like these, I'm just like, once the final cutscene plays, I'm just like, it's really difficult to be like, now replay it. Or like to replay it and then keep the faith and keep going through it. Like right now I'm playing, I finished XCOM 2 just vanilla, because people said to do that before playing War of the Chosen, the big overhaul DLC. And now I'm starting War of the Chosen, and it's quite difficult to go through and play the game again when I'm already like, I just did the game. Even though there's new stuff and whatever. It's like, well, I already know the fucking story.
Oh, it's immediately wiped out my combo.
And I do it all the time as well, like every game I play. I'm like, oh cool, I'm gonna do a new game now because I want to replay the game with all the things I know and see what other fun stuff I can do. Even story like focused games like Pillars of Eternity 2, I kept it installed for ages and started a new game because I was like, I want to start a new game as a new class and see what the other classes can do, and also see what other options I could have taken, and this and that. And then I get like an hour into it and go, I'm gonna stop for now and never load it up again.
Yeah. I definitely, I mean, I definitely do get that sometimes with games where I'm like, oh, I'll come back to this and do more of it or finish it, and then I just never do. I'm in the large hall. It's actually quite difficult to chain the like aerial grab you can do into like, there we go, like into a proper throw.
Yeah, I was gonna say, right, I was going to ban it. Usually when I ban the viewer bots, they just disappear from the chat preview. I don't know why this one has been banned and yet the message remains.
The message stays. Oh shit.
But anyway, bumped outside now.
Good. He's dead.
But yeah, I think I just
am I
sort of
supposed to be
like
going
that.
right
I
now?
fundamentally sort of disagree with these kind of like. I don't think I'm like oh, they're bad games. They're just a game that I can't fully vibe with. Like, I recognize that Bayonetta is a really good game, but I just can't really enjoy it to the fullest.
Yeah, I mean, like, I definitely feel like, the going through the first time and getting repeatedly told that you suck, because you literally do not have the required, like, the things to play the game properly, can be very frustrating. And, like, I'm getting frustrated with it here, repeatedly running into, like, secret missions, which I just can't do because I don't have the shit I need. Similar to Pepsi, there's a lot of games I mean to replay and get better, like Ultra Kill and Slave Zero X, but when I finish, I get drawn to new games instead.
Yeah, it's just because after you finish a playthrough of a game, you usually spent tens of hours with it, and you just want to change the scenery.
Well, that's why I think I tend to gravitate towards shorter games that
repeat.
That repeat, so that I can get more familiar with them and feel good about like eventually developing like a kind of mastery over it. At least I definitely liked that a lot as a kid. I think maybe as an adult I'm a little bit less like that, and I do just I think I now prefer Underground Laboratory. What? I think I now tend to. I do still favor shorter games in general, that give me like a nice story that I'm going to enjoy.
Yeah.
But
Whatever said, do you feel the same way about Metroidvanias when you run into a door you don't have the key for yet? And the answer is no. And that's the thing, is that I recognize is that it's a sort of failing within my own brain, is that I'm treating the sort of narrative construction of the game as a limiter on it that isn't really there. The game encourages you to be like, no, go back in and play again and do better this time. And it's fun, and it's going to be, you're going to get completely new experiences out of it. But there's something in me that is just like, no, I already saw the end of the game.
I think, well, for my part, it's that I don't really play a lot of Metroidvanias.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that I like Metroidvanias a lot. I play a lot of them.
Yeah, I'm less keen.
Credo. Are currently in pursuit of Dante.
The Pope's back.
There's only a matter
Fuck's
of
sake.
time before his location is revealed.
Well, why were you so cut up about him being dead?
He came to us. It was fortunate I was able to participate.
But I do like short arcadey games. Like I've been getting into shmups lately.
This guy.
Oh my god.
Oh.
His Holiness. You look magnificent.
I mean, he doesn't look bad for someone who died.
It looks like I was going in to touch his feet after he said that as well.
Dante.
You question my command.
Best character in the game is here. I mean, already his presence is high.
Should he stumble upon my research facility?
Our priority is to capture Dante.
Why, you...
Twat.
Trader,
Yes, Your Holiness.
gather everyone. I must...
Pope up. Get that white smoke on.
Of course.
Devil May Cry Episode 4, A New Pope. I'm here all week.
I mean, I definitely like this guy. Like, nothing enamors me more to a character when they're a total worm, a total toady, Like,
I like that there's a...
sad.
Sad. Sad bee. That's me, I'm a sad bee.
Sorry, you were saying? I said someone's a worm, a total toady.
Oh no, I was like, he looks like he's some kind of like scientist guy, but he's also like extremely hench.
Yeah.
That's fun. Like, yeah, he's like talking about my research.
But he's like...
And he's got like a monocle as well, and yeah, he's the... Can I go back home? I thought I meant to be able to jump on these now. Uh-huh. Thank God there's no fall damage, huh? I should have picked those up, probably.
the same kind of like, it's the instinct that gets people to like speedrun things, like to replay games over and over again and get really good at them. And I appreciate that. I think it's like admirable and it's a cool way to play games, but I don't know. I just can't really like do it.
I can do it if the gameplay like clicks with me before the credits roll. And Bayonetta very nearly didn't. Like, I think Bayonetta finally like clicked with me, like just a little bit before the credits rolled. Can I like just fish these guys out of the ground?
And it means with me that I think when it comes to my favourite games, they're very first playthrough biased, I think. Like, my favourite games of all time are ones that have, like, absolutely amazing first playthroughs and subsequent playthroughs be damned. Your Mists, your Ribbons, your Outer Wilds, your Pentiments.
How do you like switch targets that you're looking at? Because like when you target onto someone, alright, you click the stick in. There we go. Ah. Ah.
Did seem to have a deep knowledge of RE4. It's that game you replayed. I mean, that's the thing. It's not that I don't replay games. I do replay games a lot, but I can't. There's something about replaying a game after having just finished it that I can't do.
Although I will say you did, when you played Resident Evil 4 Remake, you did immediately start playing it over and over again, and like, you did complete it a couple times.
One or two times, but then when I got to the point where it started getting hard and being like, oh, now time to do it on the hardest difficulty on one side, I was like,
yeah.
And yeah, I have, there's loads of
Sentient
games.
McLaren, hi old man.
I have a sort of cohort of games that I've replayed like tens of times. Like Resident Evil 4, Mountain Blade Warband, Fallout New Vegas, Mass Effect 2,
Civilization
5. And it's not, but it's, I don't know, it's just that when a game ends, I'm just like, that's great, and now I need a break from the game. Oh. But yeah, you were saying with Bayonetta, it almost didn't.
Yeah, it almost didn't click with me. Holy fuck, I remember this. Yeah, okay, so I have to like... Nice!
Oh shit, we're like snakes and ladders now.
Basically, I think this isn't the only time in the game that it does this either. This part, I'm off to bed. Right, yeah, it seems like this could be very long if you keep rolling, like, low numbers.
Yeah, the feeling of, like, I don't want to replay games if I have to have doing them, it's complete nonsense. It is like, and I just need to trick myself out of it. Like, thinking back on games that I've played that are just really long, like, I've played Persona 5 in one playthrough, front to end. That's like 150 hours, basically, of gameplay, without going, this is a bit long, until the last 40 hours. Oh, you got laddered. Sorry, snaked. And it's like, in the time that it took me to play Persona 5, I could have played Bayonetta like 12 times.
Yeah.
And yet I didn't grumble, apart from again in the last 40 hours when I was like,
What?
it's not ending yet. What the fuck is going on?
Do I just have to run away from these for 25 seconds or what?
Doesn't seem so bad.
Seems like a huge waste of time.
Listen, it's all part of the
Cool.
game. This is like
I'm glad we have to watch that cutscene every time.
This is like that episode of Deep Space Nine where they played the game. You know the
Yeah.
one?
Can I just keep the thing juggled indefinitely?
What's the song that they sing in that room?
Oh,
Alright,
yeah.
You count 2 free. You know what I mean? And then 2 more, something like that.
Ah, this shit
Ah, we're
again.
back.
Run around in circles for 30 seconds.
Oh, babe, they're traveling different now. Never mind, I think they're back to it. A little different. Alan Moraine.
This
Count
might
2,
be
4.
part of why I bounced off the game.
Alan Moraine, then 2 more. Alan Moraine, come with me.
Good night, Silk. Is that how you get good rolls? You just juggle it?
It's quite good.
I guess we'll find out.
Ah, straight. Extra
Right, so
turn.
actually, what do I want? I want to... Which way am I supposed to be going?
That way, I think.
Maybe... Okay, so yeah.
So
Oh yeah, I'm
2.
facing this way. So 1,
Yellow is
2.
bad.
I'd like to get blue. See
Yeah.
what blue is. So if I go like 1, 2, and then bam. Oh,
5.
okay. Maybe
I
I'm...
think that's gonna put you on yellow. Oh, you hate to see it.
Oh, it's
Oh.
good.
Okay, we take those.
Sure.
I'm with extra turn.
See, I hit it 3 times and I got a 3.
I think it might just be chance.
Ah, this again.
Yes, dude.
Whoever designed this honestly deserves a slap in the face. What is this about?
I mean, again, it's good, but I kind of like it. This is when I wake up. It's like, oh, a puzzle. Even if it's nonsensical,
It's
it's
not
a
even a
puzzle.
puzzle, though. It's like...
Yeah, some of the best puzzles are not even puzzles. Nice job.
Cool.
Yes.
Thank fuck it doesn't bounce you back until you roll
If
rolls.
only it was the snakes and ladders rules.
Why are you fighting a dice? Some level designs are meant to piss you off. Yeah.
It's actually a sentient die.
It makes me want a sentient die. Right.
Nice. Right, I keep interrupting you, but you said you nearly fell off Bayonetta.
Didn't I finish that? Yeah, I think. Well, oh, yeah, it's because dodge offset as a mechanic I didn't notice it until quite near the end, and after I noticed that dodge offset works, suddenly like it rewired my brain, and I was like, oh my god, the combo system in this is actually really cool. Like because you can be doing your combos and then dodge offset to like continue it whilst also staying safe rather than just eating shit all the time because the enemies attack you. So yeah, like and it was only like it was very close. Like I was getting to the end of the game and feeling like I'm pissed off with this. I don't want to play it anymore. And then that suddenly it clicked, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna play this again on New Game Plus, and yeah, it became one of my favorite games.
Who the hell are you?
I am Agnus. Working in secrecy, very few are privy to my existence.
Funny to figure an order official out for a stroll in a hellhole kind of place like this.
Hellhole? Watch your words! Just as foul-mouthed as I had heard, the rumors prove true. As were the new ones concerning your demise.
Don't you think that's a little harsh? Killing me because of the way I talk?
Come on, Nero.
Oh, come on, Nero. Be nice.
I was about to say, it's a shame how like people with speech impediments are often just like villains.
Yeah.
In the,
I mean, it's like queer coding. It's like.
Yeah, like I used to stutter when I was a kid, and yeah, it sucks that like, oh, that makes you either like a comic relief side character or a villain in a lot of stuff. Yeah, not impressed with Nero for mocking someone for the way they speak.
What the hell's going on here?
I mean, I wouldn't put it above Dante either, to be honest. It's
Well,
the same.
sure, but yeah, I haven't seen Dante do it yet, so.
I beg to
Listen, Dante made for Cerberus just for being a dog. He couldn't help being a dog. Look at the monitor of Agnes, just like.
It's very hard to like counter these things when you can't choose what you lock onto. Ow. Like, I would love to, like, grab the ones that are, like, looking at me.
You know what I think? Let's see if you know this one. Agnes feels like a character from Time Splitters to me.
Yeah, I can see it.
Like this sort of like scientist who's jacked and is sort of like insane with it and it's a bit quirky. It's kind of like, that's a Time Splitters character.
Yeah. Christ. How am I making his health go down?
Oh, maybe it is actually breaking down to be black. Really, you can like send the enemies.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, the name.
How do I do it though? I'd really like to just change the fucking lock-on target. Ah, there we go. It changes to the one I don't want to grab. Ugh. Grab that one! Grab that one! Ugh. Ugh. Like, if you could easily select which enemy you're locked onto, this would be a lot more forgiving. Ah. I stand on the center here, do I? Like, I want to lock on to that one. Why can't I change? Oh, he's free.
That's the much power. How can it be?
Look who's talking, jackass. Answer my question. What the hell's going on here?
This guy's got quite a cleft chin as well. Looks like he's looking at his dick. Pinky's off.
I'm missing Agnes scenes.
Yeah. I don't know why you can't change your lock-on target. It seemed I thought I could earlier, but maybe I was just wrong. Like when you lock onto something, it's just completely random as to what you lock onto.
I thought Nero was meant to be outside of the church. But
Yeah,
that's
like
what
why?
a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, what the fuck? Wait, why are we fighting?
Did something happen in a cutscene that I missed?
I was chasing these guys, like how did I even end up here? I was.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was sent to chase after Dante. I found my way into this castle, which belongs to the church guys, and now they're fucking fighting me?
Look how beautiful this white armor stands.
I guess you're finding out that the order is like colluding with the demons or whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
To make just one armor come to life. I had to capture and control countless demons to harness their souls.
Demon souls?
Summoning them alone was almost
Demon souls.
Bring me demon souls.
Summoning. So it was you who made the gate.
Yes.
Gate?
The Hell Gate. I created it merely as a reference and substitution for the real gate. But after you
What are you fucking talking about, man?
powerful devil's arm,
What gate?
it proved sufficient.
What the hell are you talking about?
That's what I'm fucking thinking.
You should rest.
No doubt.
No doubt.
Soon, you shall be my next subject of experimentation.
Experimentation.
Learn a little something from you and that arm.
That.
Never.
Nero looks up and he's like sucking on your fingers.
Take him out.
Gideon, run! Gideon!
Get here! So I wouldn't even have had access to Devil Trigger.
Yeah, if you hadn't already had
Normally.
a save up to chapter 8.
Is that the Yamato? My stand has awoken.
How? Not even I could succeed in restoring it!
What day?
What?
He's like a moth. Hell yeah. Scum.
I should get back to headquarters. If what Agnes said is true, Kratos must have known something.
The Yamato,
Boy.
a sword imbued with tremendous magic that unleashes the latent power within Nero. Press L1 to release the demonic energy within Yamato and unleash the devil in Nero. You must have at least 3 yeah, okay. Devil trigger. You now have it.
Nice. I mean, yeah, nice.
Nice. Oh, not next to it. The devil trigger you weren't supposed to have before now. A bridge that extends in like multiple segments. That's fun. I want to break some barrels. Kyrie! This mission is fucking long. Why can't I do my, like, revving my thingy? Right. Oh. There we go. I think I figured out what you do with these guys. Is like you get them to like block an attack, and then you grab them after they like repel you. I want that stuff. What's this? Who are these three? Whatever. There's some kind of secret here, but I can't find it. Okay. Can you do like... Oh, you can't do like Devil Trigger explosions in this. See, there you go. You get them to like repel you backwards. Okay, it doesn't. Sometimes it just doesn't work. Nice. It's a good job that, like, it's fun that this attack is just sometimes useless and does nothing. Why can't I grab him sometimes? What? Why would I... Grab him! Oh. There we go. This level is sure outstaying its welcome. Yeah, I mean, Pepsi Dog's fully checked out.
I'm checked out a little.
Yeah. I am getting tired as well. I'm sort of feeling like I want to hit a checkpoint or something. I went invisible for a second. Right, I'm back where I started. The Grand Hall. Where was that bridge? Am I meant to be like looking at the map or something? Where was the bridge? It's a, I can see why the game sort of like compliments you even at D rank combo, because it's fucking really hard to get a higher combo rank. Between like just not being able to choose who you're locked onto, like big moves that you have that are extremely whiff punishable. I'm probably supposed to be revving the thing more to like get my combo score up. What are you supposed to do with these guys? Like, it just feels like until you get their cloak off by, like, grabbing them, they're just invincible to you. Holy! Why is my health so low suddenly? Is this where the bridge was? Right, see you later. No, it wasn't this way, was it? No. Where am I supposed to go? You can't jump off here. Yeah, I think this is similar to the reason I bounced off this game the first time, because I found myself doing this a lot, running around and not really knowing where to go. Like, where on the map was that big bridge? Was it in the Grand Hall? Like, did I jump up here or something? No, hang on. I just came out of there, didn't I? Oh my fucking... I'm not tweaking, right? I came out of that paint, that, like... I came out of here, right? Yeah, I just walked up from here. I just entered... No, that's not it. This way? Hold fort. Feels like it could be it. Yes, here we go. Ugh. This had better be the end of the level.
I feel like we should have taken the scarf outfit just for this level.
Just because it's snowy, yeah.
Oh. Fuck me out again. Oh, you're in the secret area behind the waterfall. Okay.
Oh my god.
Over here.
I'm at the forest entrance now. Yeah, this is looking like the fucking area I got stuck
Yeah,
in.
it looks like the start of chapter 8.
I like how you can hear exactly how checked out Pepsi Dog is from his voice alone.
Yeah, it'll be slightly farther away as well, because I'm like...
Yeah, you're in your slouch.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
I was about to say, what the hell is this? And he literally came in to do it.
Sorry, kid. This is gonna have to wait. How much could he really know?
Fucking Egypt.
Yeah, he looks thick as mince.
What the hell is this? Right.
Clear time A.
That was on the low end of time
Yeah.
spent running around.
Right. Go back to the mission menu. I think it saves after everything, so yeah, that felt way longer than 23 minutes. So far, I gotta say the combat is not clicking with me the way other Devil May Cry 3 does.
I mean,
I know
3
I
had
shouldn't.
an unfair advantage in that it had already clicked in the past.
Yeah, 3 3 had an unfair advantage in that it is widely regarded as one of the best action games of all time, whereas I think people like Devil May Cry 4. I don't know that it's necessarily entered into the halls of
I feel a lot of people talk about quite highly of 4, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
But can you truly transport your brain back to your first time playing Devil May Cry 3 and recapture the feeling now that it's been clouded by how much?
I think as a kid, I liked running around and exploring and feeling lost, whereas as an adult now, I do feel like that kind of stuff disrespects your time a little bit. Where you're just sort of expected to know where to go, and it is like it's a replay thing where you don't notice on a replay because you know where to go, so you just beeline straight there. Whereas I'm experiencing this game basically for the first time, and when I'm lost and I don't know where to go, I am just sort of I don't. the castle isn't that fascinating that I'm having that much fun exploring it. So yeah, that's another reason DMC3 has an unfair advantage in that I was a lot younger when I played it, and had a different set of priorities. But yeah, I'm determined to finish it and to try and see it for what it is and not for what it is not. But I do have to. I can't pretend that it's landing with me in a way that it just isn't at the moment.
Yeah.
And whether that's because of me, maybe I'm the problem, or whether it's just the game is not, it's not what I need. You know, only time will tell. But yeah, thanks for coming along, everyone. I hope you all have a good evening. Yeah, I will be back on Monday.
Monday's a holiday.
Yes, I might. Well, I may or may not stream on Monday. Then we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be streaming fighting games anyway, so.
Mm.
Look forward to asking again who Nero's father is. Maybe, he was an immaculate conception.
I think his father was Jester, not Arkham, but the Jester part of
Jester part of Arkham. Nice.
Welcome to hell.
Welcome to hell. Well, good night, everyone. I'm probably going to go back to grinding stuff in Grand Blue Relink, because that's quite fun. If anyone wants to join me, if you have Grand Blue Relink on PlayStation 5 then, or PlayStation 4, then yeah, I'll see you there. You're probably going to play Deadlock.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
You're a bit tired now?
A bit tired. Yeah. I'll see how I feel. I'll take 20 minutes to do nothing and then see where I am.
Fair enough. Yeah. Catch you all later.
Bye.
Bye.